Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of LANGERR at the mic. And we
Are
are
you ready for
joined.
some
Are you
football?
ready for some football? We're joined today with Ryan Silver, Dolphins fan, and well,
Fins up, fins
yeah,
up,
just a
fins up,
Dolphins fan.
fins up.
Finn's somewhere there, somewhere in between. But
This is my dolphin dab.
so we're looking to talk some football today, right? We got it's what is it? Week one of the NFL season
Mike,
tomorrow, right?
could you just say that again for me? Just say those words again.
It is Christmas. No, no, it's not
No, no,
Christmas. It's week
no.
one of the NFL season
Yeah.
tomorrow.
That is Christmas to me, baby.
That is better than Christmas, man.
Well,
Like, I
hey,
mean, even as like we're Jewish, sure,
let's
but
say we're
like,
Jewish. So
yeah,
it's
exactly. But still, I mean, even if we were not Jewish, I feel like week one of the NFL season, the first NFL Sunday on the calendar in the midst of a global pandemic, is better than Christmas.
My heavily Christian grandmother or Catholic grandmother would.
Oh yeah, you have me too. We both have Christian family, right? So there you go. I mean, right?
But I agree. I think that we're gonna get a little flack for some people on that. But those people
Yeah,
don't
oh,
understand football, baby.
yes, let's go. Let's go. Week one. Week one. But before that, we actually have some news to break. I think within about an hour ago, Alvin Kamara extended for $75 million over 5 years with the Saints. A running back got paid. Not the franchise tag. Well, I think he got franchise, or no. But a running back got paid. It was Zeke. Before that was Todd Gurley, who got cut. And now, yeah, right at the beginning of the offseason. And now it's Alvin Kamara getting 5 years, $75 million with the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, I still wouldn't pay running backs. Look, nothing against running backs; they're amazing athletes, amazing people. But when you're building an NFL roster, I feel like I would be that GM that would like without telling anyone, I would use a second round pick every, let's say, 3 years, 2 or 3 years, to draft like the second or third best running back in the draft, and then just not re-sign him.
Wow, that's an interesting method.
I mean, that's what the Packers are doing with Aaron Jones, right?
Has it ever worked though? I mean, okay, yeah, but the Packers have been a mess in the backfield for literally decades.
Yeah, because they had besides Aaron Jones, the last guy they had.
Exactly what you said, and it hasn't worked.
Kind of. I mean, they only missed the playoffs once
you're right. Sorry.
in the last
They
5
won the
years.
Super Bowl with Aaron Jones. You're right.
But they also only missed the playoffs once in the last 10 years. But they also didn't win the Super Bowl because
who was their running back for that? I don't even remember.
It was Aaron Jones.
No, when they won the Super Bowl.
It was before Eddie Lacy. I think it was James Starks. Or no, it was before James Starks.
It was before Starks as well.
Wow, we need a Packers fan on this show to kind of help us out here.
Even a Packers fan might not remember because he wasn't relevant. That's the issue, okay?
I mean, they had Aaron Rodgers, they had Jordy Nelson. They also had Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy, Like,
prime. You go to old Jordy Nelson in his prime.
Oh yeah, Jordy Nelson. I think they had Randall Cobb. They drafted after that. They also had Donald Driver. Anyway,
what are we doing? We gotta talk about Week 1 football.
We gotta talk about Week 1, yes. But there was also a game that happened 2 nights ago between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, did you miss it? No.
No, freaking.
Oh crap, we missed it. No. but yeah, that was. What I found, the biggest storyline for me, obviously, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I did a highlight package on that yesterday in my TV class. Shout out to CSM, College of Sports Media in Toronto. But
nice little plug.
Yes, but so obviously, yeah, he had the third most rushing yards by rookie in his NFL debut since 2000. But I think overall, the way that ties in is the fact that the Chiefs don't need to put up 400 yards passing, and Mahomes doesn't have to get 4 touchdown passes, and they don't have to, blow teams out like that anymore, because if they have a running game like that, then why you don't have to air it out all the time.
They're still going to, but also
they can, obviously.
Was the number 1 Kareem Hunt for his debut?
Kareem Hunt's there, yeah. He's on number 1. I don't think he was number 1, but he was one. I think he was number 2. I want to say.
Unreal.
Yes.
After fumbling the first snap he ever took, unbelievable. All right, so.
And then getting domestic violence charges. But anyway.
Was a heavy skeptic going into the game for the Kansas City backfield. Not that I have nothing against Darrell Williams, nothing against Edwards, Clyde Helaire. I still haven't learned how to.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Remember the name, Ryan.
Hyde Cledwards Hilaire.
Oh my God.
Did I get it?
Oh my God. Bleat Clakeman.
Oh man, we got soundboard. Look at the sounds of like the booing the commission.
Hopefully by next year I'll have that. Or when I have my own producer, then maybe
for
we'll
next
see.
stream, I'll get you hooked up there, baby. Anyway, so let's pretend I didn't call you baby. That was weird. So
Yeah.
I've been a skeptic because I'm a big Damian Williams fan as a Dolphin fan, fins up. And I thought what he did last year was incredible in the playoffs. And to be fair, injury and all, he could have done a lot more during the regular season to show what he could really do. I always am very skeptical about a first year, like a rookie running back being thrown in as that number one guy and being like, I'm just going to throw some fantasy in here. So like being a fantasy first round pick. Okay. I'm not huge on that. I don't want to waste a first round pick on a rookie like ever. It's not even if it's technically no waste and on the best offense in football. But man, he was impressive. He started off a little slow, but whatever. Who cares? And he picked up that game, and wow, Kansas City looks even scarier. Like, are they even scarier than they were last year? Is their defense somehow better, even though they lost a few pieces? Because my goodness, that was just. They took a good Houston team. Houston's fine. Like, I mean, their receiving core needs a little help, but they're like.
I got Will Fuller in fantasy.
Yeah. Well, RIPU.
Hey, he had 120 yards or something. But anyway, no one cares about my fantasy team. Carry on.
Those were garbage, man. He played horribly. He was terrible. Like he was.
Will Fuller?
Did you watch the game? He was.
I watched. Yeah, he had that big drop on the first drive. Yeah, but he still put up numbers for me, so that's all I care about. But again, no one cares about my fantasy team. Carry on.
Speed will carry on. Garbage fantasy. But yeah, so it's like I'm worried just because I cheer for a team in the AFC.
And I think you play against them, right?
We do. So it's like I'm just terrified. I don't know how you could stop that team because like their fifth option on a route is still deadly at any given play. You can't, and if you can't stop, and if the run game becomes something serious to deal with, my goodness, we could be looking at literally record-breaking offense at this point. It's just scary. It is.
But a couple of things here I want to address. So first of all, like in terms of the Chiefs taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire with a first-round pick anyway, like they had the 32nd pick in the first round because they won the Super Bowl, or like they're picking at the back end of the first round. So at that point, it's less. Frowned upon to take a running back versus in the top 10 like Leonard Fournette or even Ezekiel Elliott.
I'm fine with people taking,
that's the thing.
Early on a draft. It's just,
yeah,
I'm talking about fantasy here. Like,
fantasy running backs are friggin' first like top 5.
Yeah, but not rookie. I'm not okay with a rookie right first.
Oh, okay, true. Yeah.
On Kansas City.
But then
I might be getting punished for not taking him first round.
But if you look at the top running backs that have been taken in drafts, like you look at, I mean, maybe with the exception of Leonard Fournette, I mean, Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon.
If you took Fournette in the first round of your draft, please invite me to your draft next year.
I actually want to trade for him because the guy who took Leonard Fournette has CeeDee Lamb also. So I want to, and I have Ronald Jones the second. Okay, we'll get to the fantasy talk later, but because no one cares about fantasy talk really. But
I disagree to that. I think
or we could get it. We could get to that later. But still, my point though is also it's week 1 of the season. Let's not overreact to one game because also keep in mind Deshaun Watson that line still can't protect him.
Going 0-16 and clearly can't.
Yeah, clearly, yeah, and they're not making the playoff. But still, I do feel that DeAndre Hopkins was absolutely missed though in that week 1 because.
It showed. And like I was really expecting Randall Cobb to have a breakout game.
And David Johnson, don't get me David Johnson got that touchdown, that opening score of the season, sure. But
good. The game script wasn't there for him, and he still performed through the whole game. Like even at the end of the game, he was still getting those. A couple dump-off passes, but I mean, they were still running the ball with him because that's the only thing they could do properly by the end of the game. They just couldn't throw to anybody.
But I feel like when you have Deshaun Watson, getting him a DeAndre Hopkins type of receiver is a lot more difficult and a lot more prestige than having a running back like David Johnson.
It is more difficult,
personally.
but I actually think Houston can be more deadly if they finally have that replacement to Arian Foster from years and years ago.
Oh yeah, but they also need that replacement for DeAndre Hopkins.
No, I don't think so. I think Deshaun, like Deshaun in the with his option routes, I think could be much more deadly with a stronger running game than a stronger receiving core. So it's like I think they can easily make the playoffs even with the receiving core they have. Again, Will Fuller, if he pretends to not be Will Fuller at certain games, like he could be the number one wideout. And then you got what am I saying? Cooks. Cooks is gonna be the number one wideout, but like he's been hurt. And then like Randall Cobb as a 3 is amazing, man. So they have a fine core that just did not show up this first game. I don't know. I give credit to the secondary of Kansas City. They made some amazing plays. And they're quite underrated. But I think Houston's fine. And I think
They're also missing Trevarius Ward, by the way, their number one cornerback.
Right. Yeah, I know. And then what was the rookie that came in and made the pick too? That was I forget his name.
I'm blanking on it. Yeah.
The pick was kind of easy, but he was actually making great plays throughout the whole game. But yeah, it's just give credit to Kansas City's secondary, but don't panic if you're a Houston fan. The team is good. The team is fine.
It was L'Jarius Sneed. I always want to get my facts straight. So L'Jarius Sneed. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I had to look that up.
But yeah, and then and Duke Johnson going down is actually a bit of a concern. But to be fair, David Johnson, he's the definition of a bell cow.
It's like
I'm a lot of running backs that I'd be comfortable putting in for 3 downs.
Yeah, like I'm one of those fans that just like, I don't know, I pay attention to this stupid crap. But like if you look at Score Mobile, you look at the Chiefs when they had Damian Williams and Darrell Williams, it's like DAR, DAM. It's gonna be the same thing for the Texans where they're gonna have DUK and like DA and DU Johnson for both anyway.
I don't know. I haven't followed up on the severity of Duke Johnson's injury, but
but I'm just saying.
Too, when like David Johnson was getting evaluated for an injury, and then a couple minutes later, Duke Johnson's walking off the court. Like it was so strange. And David was just sitting there in the end zone, ready to pull up, and then he got like a 10-yard run. So I was like,
it's the NFL, man. So like that's like honestly, you could go from just having 5 injuries in a row on like any given 7 plays, right? And just, it's the NFL. And usually they're tough. Like a lot of the times they'll come back in the game, but obviously sometimes they don't come back. But that being said, we got games tomorrow night. Week 1 football season. Let's go, baby. Let's go. You yelled a little too loud for your mic to handle there.
I'm sorry.
But it's good. We just can't contain our excitement here, eh?
Oh, it's football, baby!
Let's go.
Better? I moved away.
Yeah, that was a little better. But okay, so let's get into some pick'em here. All right, we're going to go through all the games this week, and we'll submit our picks.
Alrighty, let's go.
I don't know if I want to get into scores, but we'll submit our picks and also maybe our survivor pick as well.
Ooh, I have not thought of that yet, so
well,
I'll have to wing that one.
I'll go first at the end when we're done, and you'll get some time to think about it. But let's start from the top.
I do have my lock. My lock for the week is Kansas City.
Kansas City for sure.
Maybe like 33, 34 to 20, 19. Let's go 19.
Wrong. No. All right, so let's start with the top here. We have the Seattle Seahawks at the Atlanta Falcons.
What a game right off the bat. Nice one to start with.
The two birds.
The battle of the birdies, and never underrate Matty Ice and his Falcons. Now, yes, it's hard.
But Dan Quinn, though. Dan Quinn.
Okay, yeah, like, well, let's start about that. It's either that team is either 4-12 or 12-4. And
they're one of the most wild card teams in the NFL, honestly, the Falcons.
Yep, and I don't know which one is going to be. Now, the funny thing about like Matt Ryan being really good on even years is like in effect, I guess. So like every other year he's like top tier MVP caliber. So
they weren't that good in it.
I guess the Falcons are competing this year. Todd Gurley makes everything interesting. Todd Gurley is at his prime. By far and large, a much better running back than Devontae Freeman in his prime. I take a singular Todd Gurley in his prime over Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman.
Even an injured Todd Gurley?
So he's not injured. He has arthritis. It's different. He's perpetually somewhat injured. Okay, and that sucks. But he's shown that he can still play through it. And to be honest, I think that LA played him arguably too conservatively. I don't know enough about arthritis. I just don't know how much worse it could get. So it's like, but as far as I understand, you had who was did he win the MVP his crazy huge year? I think he did.
Or it might not have been MVP, but offensive player of the year
Right,
probably. I
right, right.
think.
So
Yeah.
it's like you have one of the best players in the league, and you barely play him the year after, or like sorry, you barely play him as much as you could expect, like a reigning player like that to come at him, and so I don't think Quinn's gonna do that. I think he's gonna say no. I want to keep my starting job. Devontae, bye bye. I almost messed up there. Todd Gurley, you're gonna get the ball at like you're gonna get the ball as much as I possibly can. And honestly, I think that really could be a big difference maker in taking Atlanta, pushing them that step forward this year, or back.
So we're like in Atlanta in this game against Seattle at home.
Oh, I never said that.
So you're taking Seattle.
I never said that either. This is actually my biggest.
We got a pick run. You got to make the pick, man.
I think I am going to take. Who's the favorite? It is Atlanta 2.5, isn't it?
I have. It's actually I think Seattle at
Seattle
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah, Seattle 2.5.
I am going to take underdog Atlanta. I think Matty Ice is going to come huge. I think we're going to get a slugfest. It's going to be a close game. I'm calling like a 34-31 win with the Falcons.
But here's the thing, though. Like, here's
Also,
the thing with
bold
Seattle.
Prediction: Julio Jones gets a touchdown.
Oh, bold prediction: Julio Jones does not get a touchdown.
No, that's not bold at all. He doesn't get touchdowns in the regular season. It's just weird.
Yeah. Wait. Well, I don't know. Anyway, no, because I guess whatever.
You don't know the stats.
Yeah. Exactly.
Julio's strange. He gets like he's one of the top receiving.
Yeah, I was a donkey on that one there.
He just doesn't end up in the end zone. Although he did score a touchdown in the week 1 last year, but
He's still Julio. He's still freaking Julio. But here's the thing. But does Seattle? When is Seattle just gonna not be like a playoff team? I mean, they still have Pete Carroll. Yes, they still have Russell Wilson. But I think I saw their defensive line, DeMontre Moore and Benson Mayowa are their like top edge rushers right now on their defense. Exactly. 2 former Cowboys, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
2 former Cowboys back in the Marinelli days of just finding guys on the street and rolling with them. Like
That's bad. But
they still have Bobby Wagner, sure.
Pete Carroll, so they're still going to be a top 10 defense. And Pete Carroll.
And also, but here's another thing: they're not going to have a 12th man this year.
Yeah, we're going to find out how overrated that really was.
I don't know. I mean, I think it definitely plays an effect. It's not overrated.
For you later. But anyways, move. I just thought
that's my. You know what? That's my bold prediction. The Seahawks will not make the playoffs this year.
Ooh,
that's my bold prediction. Because if you look at the strength of that division, the NFC West, right?
Well,
I think
up and coming, and San Francisco looks amazing. I mean, duh.
Exactly. So numbers game, maybe. I mean, I don't know if they're going to win that division, and they might. Like at that point, they'll have to rely on a strong enough record to be a wild card team. But anyway, let's move on to Ravens hosting the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, so like I was gonna say just next, but like to be honest, this is actually a more exciting game than it sounds. Oh, so who was your pick on that game, by the way? You didn't say. Seattle.
I'm taking. I'll go with Atlanta. I'll go with Atlanta as well. Yeah. So Baltimore hosting Cleveland Browns. We have the Baltimore Ravens are 7.5 favorites. 7.5 point favorites.
Do you want me to predict line covering, or actually, I guess
we'll just pick the friggin' winner. I don't care about line covering. I'll just pick the winner.
If I say the score, it's also implying the line. So. I think actually Cleveland's going to, believe it or not, put up a fight in this game. I do believe they're going to stay in it and then make it a little interesting towards the fourth quarter. I just can't see them pulling enough. I'd love to see a Cleveland upset. I just don't see it happening. I'd love for Cleveland to come out of the game and be like, you know what? We're going to forget that we're the Browns and then just actually, show up.
But then they'll remember that they're the Browns and they'll lose.
It's actually not so much that they remember the Browns; it's just that they remember their opponents of the Ravens. It's just like it's
a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Yeah, it's a rough first game. I think
they did win last year at Baltimore, though. They did win last year.
Yeah, it's true.
At Baltimore.
That's wild. I am gonna say that Lamar Jackson comes out, does what he does. They're gonna run the ball, and I think that Mark Ingram's gonna have a big game. I really like to see OBJ get back into his full form after this core injury this year. I
And
like,
the lower body injury,
yeah, it was
the being,
whatever core injury really.
defecated on. I was talking about that thing
Uh,
anyway.
all right, we'll talk about that another time. But off the air. But yeah, so it's like I'd like to see Cleveland get back into shape, and I do actually think Cleveland's going to contend this year. I just don't think it's going to be during this first game.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cleveland. We're gonna see more 2018 Cleveland than 2019 Cleveland. I mean, I don't understand why they don't like. I was thinking that they should have had Mike McCarthy as their head coach. I'm happy McCarthy came to Dallas, but like I feel like them hiring. They have Kevin Stefanski,
Oh, okay.
another rookie head coach. Again, nothing against Kevin Stefanski. I think like he was really good in coordinating that Minnesota offense, but I still think that the Browns should have gone with a seasoned head coach. But anyway, I still think that Kevin Stefanski will be better than Freddie Kitchens in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like you said, I mean the Browns just don't they're not at the level of the Ravens, and that's going to show in this game. While the Browns might compete and maybe go 8-8, 9-7, maybe as high as 10-6, it won't be good enough to beat the Ravens in this game. So let's go Baltimore. End of story.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Baltimore 32 to the the Browns 28, 32-28. So they
Ooh, you got a close one there.
Yeah,
So
I do. Again, I think a garbage time touchdown will put it within so the Browns can have that line at the end.
All right, this one's gonna make you kind of puke inside, but Bills and Jets. Bills hosting the Jets.
I hate these matchups, man.
You know what? I'm taking the Jets. Let's go Jets. I'm taking the Jets.
Well,
Screw the Bills.
I'm glad that. So hold on, you're taking the Ravens, you said?
I'm taking the Ravens. Yeah.
Good. So now I'm gonna be winning our pick'em so far. I'm gonna take the Bills. I don't even care what the line is.
Again, I'm a bit biased. Both my uncle and my cousin are Jets fans. So, but still, like this is a game. The Bills are that team that whenever you expect them to be good, they're bad. Every time you expect them to be bad, they're good. I know they're different this year now that they have, they have a good team for once, coming off a strong year last year, and they beat the Cowboys at Jerry World, sure. But yes,
so do the Jets.
So the Jets. But anyway, I always have to bring that up as a Cowboys fan. But look, I still think that the Jets can surprise. The Jets are right now a team that will play with no expectation at all, right? It's an AFC East matchup that doesn't involve the Patriots, so anything could happen.
Look,
Jets it is for me.
Go 0-16, and so they're going to pull a surprise out here and there. I think that they're a tire fire. I think that Adam Gase, thank goodness he got out of Miami, and we're seeing how really horrible of a head coach he actually is. He is not utilizing Bell properly. Bell has every opportunity and has shown that he still has the ability to do what he did. I've seen it on so many of his there's not a lot of highlight reel plays because he's never given the ball enough like he should be. But heck, man, he had some great plays. He showed that he still had those great hands. I think it was in week 1 with that unbelievable catch, that touchdown catch. And he still has the patience that he used to, and he's still got the step in his stride. So it's like they're just not using him. They're not using him right. And I blame Adam Gase, the head coach, 100% for that. And they clearly have some problems there. They try to hide it. Oh, no, we're good. They're not good. They're not good. They don't like each other. Adam Gase does not want to use Bell. He never wanted him in the first place, and Bell knows that. And Bell knows that he just signed that huge contract for nothing because he's just sitting there wasting his freaking amazing potential Hall of Fame career on a joke of a team. And so it's unfortunate. And it's okay, but it's okay. They got Robbie Anderson and a cool deep. Oh wait, they got
they don't.
It's so cool. They got.
I think Quincy Enunwa, Jamison Crowder.
Oh no, but they got Jamal Adams. It's okay. So they got yeah. The Jets very well be the 32nd team this year. Either them, the Jags. There's a few teams that are just looking terrible. Jets are one of them. I can't see them pulling an upset in this game. I'm taking Buffalo by at least 13. And so I'm thinking like a Buffalo, I don't know, like a 24-10, some kind of game like that.
I feel like it would be more if Buff. I feel like this is going to be more of a game with a lot of field goals. If you look at how these teams play typically, so think it more like
Didn't they have an
23
all
to.
field goal game last year?
I
think they
think so.
did.
Think about it like 23-12 or something ugly like that. But still, like I believe that
No,
that
I honestly I have a lot of faith in that like because I had faith in the Bills offense last year, and I got even more in it this year.
Oh yeah, Stephon Diggs, of course.
Stephon Diggs, man.
But I'm calling this a trap game though. I'm still calling this a trap game. And does that count as a bold prediction if I take the Jets in this one? Does that count as a bold prediction?
What is the line?
The line is 6.5 favorites for the Bills.
No, I wouldn't call that bold.
Damn it.
I'd say a line 10 and like. Ooh, man, sorry, my mic stand sacked it up. I'd say a line around. I'd say a line around 10. A 10-point favorite would start to get into the bold prediction category. But if you like call them in a blowout or something, that's hella bold. So. All
right, let's just take the Jets. I'm taking the Jets. You got the Bills. All right, now we got. This is an interesting one. We got the Oakland Las Vegas Raiders.
There it is.
Visiting the Carolina Panthers.
Vegas, baby. Yeah, this is actually a fascinating game. I am
a lot of unknowns in this one.
I am big on the Carolina Panthers this year. We're going to talk about that a little more later.
Panthers might have just hired the best coach in the offseason that was available.
They, in my opinion, picked up the best option they had at quarterback. And I know that's bold. I know that's a bit of a statement. But I think that Carolina.
So you're saying Teddy is better than Drew Brees and Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers?
For his price. Yes.
Fair enough.
For his price.
Because technically, yeah, he wasn't the only guy available, but I know what you mean. Correct. Carry on.
I think it was the best option for them for the price. And so, yeah, I think he is. I think this is a future quarterback for that team. I am a big Teddy believer. I am huge on Teddy Bridgewater. And I can't wait to brag by the end of the year saying, told you so with this guy. Carolina's winning this game. I have zero faith in Gruden. I think he's a horrible head coach. And hey, look, they just, I mean, Oakland's just Oakland. I'm sorry, my bad. Raiders are just a place for good receivers to go and die. It's like, man, they just keep on fixing that receiver core. Maybe it's the coaching staff. Maybe it's the quarterback. Maybe if you keep sending really good receivers and nothing happens, maybe there's a different problem. So I mean, like, that team's a joke in my opinion. I think a lot of people have high hopes and they're gonna be absolutely just dismantled by the time the season starts. I do not see them doing well at all. I think Josh Jacobs is the real deal. I think Darren Waller has. I think he's definitely got the talent and the ability to be the real deal. We're gonna find out. I think it's a real gut check year to see if he's really as good as he could be, or is it just, well, they had nobody else to throw to, so let's throw to the tight end. And so, yeah, we got two big rookie receivers coming in too with Ruggs and I'm blanking.
See if I can pick you up here.
I'm still blanking. Anyways, but they got two big receivers, like rookie receivers, and it'd be cool to see if they can do anything, but they're inevitably not going to because it's the Oakland Raiders. And so, yeah, I see actually Carolina coming out big. I love that they picked up Robbie Anderson as a deep threat. I love Teddy Bridgewater. They got a brand new head coach, and I got big expectations for them in a big year. I don't think they'll necessarily compete for the division because New Orleans is just too good. But I do definitely think they'll be the wild card contention. So
you know what's interesting about this? Sorry, but you know what's interesting about this matchup is that both these teams, I believe, at one point last year were 5-3 or 4-4 or something like that. Like they were in the mix at one point last year, and then the bottom fell off for both teams, right? I said, I think. Yeah, what do you want to say?
Well, I mean, Carolina lost their quarterback, and then the Raiders, remember, they had the worst, head coach in football. So,
so here's the thing, though. So I believe I agree with you. I think Carolina is, Teddy Bridgewater and Matt Rule. Again, I don't think Matt Rule is the best hire right now, or he's not the best coach between Stefanski, McCarthy, sure. Judge. I mean, he's definitely better than Joe Judge, but I think maybe in a few years from now he could be better than all of those guys because he's perfectly suited for the modern NFL. But that being said, And I have McCaffrey in fantasy, but again, no one cares about fantasy.
Oh
But
yeah, how did we not talk about him yet? Actually, there's nothing to talk about. He's the best running back in football right now. Done.
but I don't know, man. Like I still feel like Vegas is 3-point favorites, by the way.
Talented.
Vegas is 3-point favorites.
Yeah, they're not winning that game. But I'm just saying Christian McCaffrey is the best right now. I'm not saying he's going to be the best at the end of the year. I'm just saying he is the best running back going into this game. We got two. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think Josh Jacobs is going to run all over the field. I think he's going to. I have a good game. I think. Las Vegas is going to stay in this one, but I think at the end it's just they're going to. Carolina's going to pull out. I think it's going to be a good 33 to. Man, I just keep on calling around that number, right? But I'm going to go 30.
But here's
to 27. Carolina win.
33-27. All right. But here's something you have to consider, though. Rookie head coach, shortened off season.
Yep.
A lot of changes.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yes, Christian McCaffrey, but rookie head coach, new quarterback, a lot of changes. I think Carolina will be – they're not going to be good enough to win that division because they play in the same division as Atlanta, Tampa, and New Orleans, of course, and whatever you want.
Division of football right now.
Exactly. And I think that this week 1 will favor the Raiders. So I'm picking against you again in this one. I'm going with the favorite.
Here we go, baby.
Let's go. So let's move along because we got a lot more games to cover here. Of course, week 1 of the NFL season, baby. Let's go.
NFL and football.
Detroit Lions hosting the Chicago Bears.
Trubisky won the job.
Okay, Trubisky play. Okay, bold prediction. Trubisky plays the whole game. Trubisky plays the whole game. That is the bold prediction. That is my bold prediction. Trubisky plays the whole game. I take the Lions. Easy. Stafford's back. They replaced Darius Slay with Jeff Okuda in the draft. Matt Patricia is good. Definitely not one of the best coaches in the NFL. But when he has a bad team or not a bad, but an average team like the Bears at home. I mean, they're still the Lions, sure, but and I know you can't trust the Lions, but you know what? I can't trust Trubisky either, so I'm going with the Lions at home against the Bears. Easy.
I'm going to agree with you on this one too. I think the Lions were a good.
Stafford, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league, by the way.
I don't think he's necessarily underrated. I think he's perfectly rated for what he is. He's been the average quarterback his entire career statistically, and I stand by that.
But he played for the Lions his entire career.
Yeah, sure, but whoa! Yeah, Calvin Johnson. Hey!
Yeah, but then he didn't for the last 4 years.
Well, he's been injured a lot.
I mean, he also had Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones, but anyway.
So it's I mean, they're compared
they're the
to
Lions.
Calvin Johnson in his prime, not really comparable. But
they should have won that Green Bay last year also. But carry on.
There's a lot of problems.
Keep interrupting you. My bad.
Carry on. Hey. So, speaking of carry on, DeAndre Swift. I can't wait for him to win the starting job by the end of the year. That's gonna be awesome. But I think Detroit looks fine. I think they look good. I mean, the biggest thing is that they still were a fine competing team that, was still competing in almost every game they played without a quarterback. Like, they were struggling. Blau was a quarterback. Was it Driscoll?
Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah, like they were just searching for an answer, and they still were winning games. So it's like, and they were still winning games, and if they weren't winning games, they weren't being blown out on a night-to-night basis without a QB and with, a handful of injuries here and there. So it's like, I think they're a perfectly fine team, and Chicago's defense is elite, and their offense is laugh-worthy. Like, I mean, Allen Robinson's amazing. I won't take anything away from him. And then what?
They got a magician of a head coach, just with no tricks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he does have a trick. He chose the tricks on
on himself.
Yeah, on himself by choosing Mitch Trubisky. What?
Well, that wasn't his fault. That wasn't his fault. John Fox was the head coach there, and I don't know. I don't even know.
Well,
it's so fun. Like,
what could Nick Foles have done? Hey, I won a Super Bowl. And I'm actually a decent quarterback, believe it or not. And Mitch Trubisky is pretty well the worst starting quarterback of the year, last year.
I feel like they just want to give him that last chance because when they were watching that Thursday night, when they were watching that when Bears and the Bears front office and their staff were watching that Thursday night game and they saw Mahomes and Deshaun Watson just sitting on the bench like tap each other on the helmet
And then
together. You
just
saw that
Washington's gonna
moment.
be there as the third, as like, oh,
They
this was our pick. This was our guy.
they
Okay,
want to
you
get. They
messed
got to
up.
give him one more
No,
chance.
you
They
don't.
have
You're
to.
throwing away more seasons.
They
I mean,
have to.
unless you really want to tank again for another quarterback. But like, God, you don't need to don't if you invest in a quarterback and he sucks, which
It's
Trubisky
like
did
driving
at
that. This is a Colin cowardism here, but it's like driving that car with like 350,000 kilometers or like what 200,000 miles on it, and it like breaks down every week. But it's like it's still my first car, and it's my favorite car. It's the only like it's basically like that,
No, I actually disagree. One of them is way stupid, like more stupid. I think
Yeah,
it's more
true.
stupid to have Trubisky as your starting quarterback.
I agree. All right, so we both got the Lions in that one pretty easy, and this is another
Yeah,
easy one here.
I got the Lions big. I've got the Lions big. I think they're gonna.
Real quick, what's your score?
Let's go 28-13.
Sure. Now, moving along, this is another Survivor pick alert coming up here. Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the Indianapolis Colts.
Colts next.
Colts easy next. Yeah, that's why I have in my Survivor, by the way.
Quick talk about it. Just very quick.
The Jaguars just traded their whole team away.
Yeah,
Period.
they traded their whole team.
They traded everyone.
I'm really excited to
except
see
Gardner Minshew.
we think there is an interesting line here. It's just like, who's going to be their running back by the end of the year? And that's actually kind of cool to find out. And I'm excited. I got Robinson in fantasy. And so I'm excited to see he's actually going to be the starting running back they just announced today. So that's really cool. I'm not going to start him, and I highly recommend anybody that's thinking about that. Do not do that. Keep him on the bench. Hopefully he'll turn into something good. Unless you have Mike Evans, and you need a flex, like a desperation flex option or something. But
Real quick, what's your score? Because we got three rivalry matchups coming up here. So what's your score?
31, Jacksonville 8.
Let's say I'm going to go with, I haven't done a score yet. Let's say Indianapolis 23, Jacksonville 13, 23-13.
All right,
Moving on. Packers at the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, that's also
Vikings.
type one. Oh.
I'm taking the Vikings in this one.
Okay.
I
don't know. I'm really tossed up here. I think one of the biggest surprises this year, and this could be a bold prediction too, is going to be the Minnesota passing game. I believe he's going to go, you know what? This whole running the ball thing and not throwing it to my star receivers as much as I should wasn't really working. So let's actually flip the script and surprise people. I think he might do that. And so
they replaced Stephon Diggs with Justin Jefferson, by the way.
Yeah, Justin, which isn't again, it's a downgrade. But you got Al Thielen healthy and ready to go. You got Dalvin Cook, who's just annihilating it. And Kirk Cousins, who is still a top-end quarterback, guys. I don't care what you think. He actually performs. He's a good quarterback. He's got a great arm. He's got a pretty good IQ for it. And he puts up really good and impressive stats week in and week out, for the most part. And so, on the other hand, we got the perpetual Super Bowl hopefuls and the inevitable Super Bowl doubtfuls. It's a good clip. But it's like Green Bay Packers. It's like
the Packers okay. That's one of my bold predictions. Also, the Packers do not make the playoffs this year either, because I see the Packers going one of two ways. They are a time bomb ready to explode or ready to just implode on themselves, or Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers and he does Aaron Rodgers things and he takes them to the playoffs.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. I gotta turn this off.
Oh no. But no. So basically the way I see it is just Aaron for the Packers. I think just if you remember when you're talking about the Jets and that whole issue between Le'Veon Bell and Adam Gase and just a lot of organizational conflict, internal
McCarthy Rodgers conflict. Yeah, we'll see how much that actually had affected, right? It's like
yeah. Well, no, but look at their draft. They drafted Jordan Love. They drafted a linebacker. It was A.J. Dillon, the running back they got up. They didn't get Aaron Rodgers any receivers.
I don't know if this stat might be a little off, but I believe it was that Aaron Rodgers has never, since he's a starting quarterback, never had his team use a first-round draft pick on an offensive player until this year. And they draft a quarterback. It's so funny. That's hilarious.
So that's why
they want to win. It's like,
yeah, that's why
they really could have used it. It's like,
and there were good receivers available when they picked. They could have even traded down and gotten a receiver. They could have just stayed put and gotten a receiver, but they trade up for Jordan Love.
Yep. It didn't make any sense. It was a question mark, a head scratcher move.
Packers
And
implode this year.
yeah, they just might. And then it's gonna look good to draft Love because then they're gonna need him because Rogers
Oh
is
yeah.
like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
Well, because they forced their own hand.
Yeah, right. It's like, God, when you got Devontae Adams and then nobody, it's just like, oh, Lazard, what's his name?
They have Marquez
Marquez.
Scantling.
I think we saw his true colors last year.
They do have, was it Devin Funchess? I think they signed in free agency.
Who is out for the year for COVID.
Yeah, there you go. We've opted out. So exactly, I forgot about that. But what's your score? I got Minnesota winning. What's your score?
I think I'm going to put the edge on Minnesota by a singular point. I'm going to go 28-27 Minnesota.
I like it. You're liking the high-scoring games so far, eh?
It actually has a lot to do with COVID. I think that the lack of proper preparation will lead to a lot of missed tackles, which leads to higher offense.
What also could happen with a lot of offensive issues as well, miscommunications, wrong routes.
Yes. I think the missed tackles is more important for higher scoring than miscommunication and missed routes. I think. But that's all.
I could agree with you on that.
Hunch, and also I always love calling the overs.
Okay, so this one we're gonna have to spend a little bit of time on. We got your Miami Dolphins visiting the New England Patriots. Cam Newton, but still Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots.
The old England Patriots, because they're out of here. The dynasty is finished, baby. It's gone. Get out of here. Get out of here.
But Bill Belichick is still there.
I know.
Bill Belichick is still there.
I know. And even though they lost all their defensive players, Belichick's going to be like, I'll make elite players out of my bench. And then he's going to still have elite defense. And he's still going to make wide receivers out of goddamn thin air. Sorry, pardon my language. But it's like, it's just going to be out of nowhere.
But God knows where but it also could be that Belichick's like, you know what? I want Trevor Lawrence. We got all, yeah, I understand, I can't do I'm not even going to try doing the impression, but, just, this could just be part of his master plan to get Trevor Lawrence.
No, I strongly disagree. I do.
I'm not arguing in favor of that, but I'm saying it could be. It could be.
I'm gonna say hell no, not a chance. I think he's going to try to win, and I think he's still going to have the Patriots somewhat compete, but I don't think he's going to have I think he finally doesn't have the tool power behind it. I don't think he has the tools to get him there. I think Cam Newton can have a great comeback year. He could absolutely be a contention for comeback player of the year. Don't get me wrong.
I just want to see that dynamic between him and Belichick, though.
Sure, but after.
Yeah. Are you taking what about your Finns here? So Ryan Fitzpatrick is starting for you, right?
Yeah.
So what is that? Did Tua just not get enough reps, or was he just not good enough? Was he not healthy? What's the story there?
Too young. Let's have him sit on the bench. It's the Aaron Rodgers effect.
That's okay. That's okay because you know what? Look, honestly,
I don't know the stats. I actually don't really know the stats behind it. I don't know the numbers if it's actually efficient to do so or not. I don't know. I just really wanted to see some Tua time.
Obviously,
I think we will this year.
Yeah, you will see. You will see Tua this year, 100%.
But Fitzpatrick is fun to watch. Don't get me wrong. It's just I have enjoyed having him as a quarterback. And what's even more exciting is to have Rosen no longer being a quarterback. So it's like
I feel terrible for that guy.
I do feel terrible for him, but it's like Also, he played horribly. Like, he had every opportunity. He did not play well. Now, he played for two offenses in football. So it's like, yeah, I mean, sure. So you can argue that
if you put,
but it's the NFL. It's a professional football league. You had your chance. If
you put Josh Rosen with, I don't know, like the Atlanta Falcons with Julio Jones, or maybe with Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco, not over Garoppolo, but
I'm not saying the cards weren't in his favor with Lady Luck, but it doesn't matter. You have to make what you have. It's like it's the world. It's the same goes in the business world. You don't just are you gonna complain that you weren't hired by a better law firm or something? No, you weren't impressive enough to be to get there. So you need to show what you have and get and prove that you deserve to be on a good offense or deserve to be an elite quarterback. And he's shown that he's not.
So I have two questions for you, Ryan. Number one, what's your pick for this game? Number two, when are we seeing Tua? When is Tua time?
I think I have to take the Patriots. Just kidding, fins up, baby. Let's go. No, I think we got a nail biter. I think it goes to OT, and somebody wins it with a field goal. For the fun of it, we're going Dolphins. 24-21.
24-21.
For the fun of it. That doesn't. And you know what? No, I'm sticking with it, baby. Let's go, fins up. And then what was the second question? Tua.
When is Tua time?
Oh, we don't. I don't think he starts. I don't think he starts a game this year. I think Fitzpatrick starts every game. But I do think maybe week 17. But like, other than that, it's just going to be Fitzpatrick.
But that's okay, though. That's okay for you guys, because if you consider the fact that Tua had that devastating injury with Alabama last year, right? And then
I guess.
It's the best. Like it's good, and you guys I think still have a lot of draft picks that you accumulated from the last couple of years going forward, right? I think, but either way, just you have a good, Brian Flores. I think is a really solid head coach. You guys have a good roster. You have one of the best, low key, one of the best secondaries in the NFL. If you're stacked at corner, like you have a good foundation to build off of. And maybe not this year, but next year. Look, if the Patriots don't get Trevor Lawrence, then who knows? Maybe you'll be coming for Belichick.
Ooh. I love the sound of that. All right.
I thought that was an echo for a sec.
I actually changed my answer. I am going to take the Patriots. I'm going to take the Patriots 24-21. I changed my mind.
I'm going to go fins up it. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to take the Patriots also. I'm going to take the Pats to win this one. Nothing against your Dolphins, but just I know I took the Jets before, but honestly, I trust Bill Belichick more than I trust the Bills against the fellow AFC rivals. So I'm going Patriots here as well. Let's go to the NFC East now. NFC least, if you look at these two teams, you got the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Washington football team.
I was going to say, watch what you say. Washington.
The football team of Washington.
Washington, enter football team name here.
I think the only reason why I did not take this game in Survivor, the Eagles in Survivor. I mean, obviously, besides the fact that I want to cheer for the Eagles, I don't want to cheer for the Eagles, but Carson Wentz could go down, and Ron Rivera.
Well, also the rest of the injuries that Philadelphia already has, like Alshon Jeffrey not playing. Rager is going to be playing, but he is probably going to be limited on snaps. So you know what time it is then. DJ, let's go. We're gonna have a 3-touchdown game.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
It right now. Huh? I love
that guy.
I love him. I love him so much. I can't wait for him to torch the Washington defense just like he did last year in Game 1, baby.
He's one of those guys that, as a Cowboys fan, he could play for the New York Jets or Miami Dolphins or the Cleveland Browns. I'll still hate him.
Oh, I love him.
I'll still freaking hate him.
I love him so much.
Oh my God.
That's awesome. Washington football team. We got a cool little backfield going on there. R.I.P. Adrian Peterson. Oh wait, what am I saying?
Yeah, God forbid. He's not on the team anymore. He just got released.
No, I for a moment I actually thought he wasn't in Washington this year, but he was. I don't know. I had a brain fart there, but yeah, I like bye Peterson.
Boot fart.
Good.
Cool. Never mind.
Good brain fart. Got it. So yeah, I really like to see who's going to come out of that backfield. I also drafted Antonio Gibson. Lucky me, before Peterson was traded too. So draft value went up by a mile there. And I think he will have a decent game, and I'm excited to see what comes of that. But other than that, there's not a lot to look forward to. Actually, that's a lie, but I will tell you that in my bold predictions later. But until then, we got the Philadelphia Eagles routing the Washington football team in a 35-13 win.
I take the Eagles as well in this one. I don't know if it's going to be that clean. I know Washington. I think Washington will have a worse year than New York Jets this year.
Fine.
But that being said, I think
it's me 35-16 next.
Yes. Instead of 17.
Yes.
All right. But I still feel like NFC division rivals and like I think Ron Rivera is worth one extra win for that team. 100%. Maybe even 2 extra wins. Just Ron Rivera alone right there.
No. Next.
Okay, one win. He's worth 1 extra win versus over Jake Gruden.
Win? Yes. not one
Yes.
extra win.
1-15
This
for the
isn't
Washington football
WAP,
team.
okay?
Yeah. So this is a weird one.
Wait,
You have a couple.
Hold on. I think I said the wrong thing. I'm talking about that thing in baseball. WAR. A WAR.
Well, wins above replacement. WAP is something else that we don't really want to talk about on the air here. I mean, we could we'd have to. That's kind of NSF, but anyway.
Oh my God! You gotta clip me saying that. That was brutal. What a woman! What a woman! Oh,
It's okay, as long as we don't say what it actually is, we're fine. So anyway, moving on now to the AFC, the 4:00 games. This is a weird one that's at 4:00. Just shows, I guess, how the fact that they're the LA Chargers and the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're kind of like the outcasts of the AFC at this point. But LA Chargers at Cincinnati Bengals, just I'm saying it's 4:00 because it's on the East Coast in Cincinnati, not in LA, right? So who do we got here? We got which rookie do we have? Justin Herbert or Tyrod Taylor, or do we have Joe Burrow? Who do we have here?
I think AJ Green is gonna have a good game. I think AJ Green is gonna come back full form this year. I'm big on AJ. Chargers win, but Bengals put up a fight.
Yep.
I think Eckler is bound for superstardom. I think that
Fantasy.
Me too. And I really like the way he looks this year. And I'd love to see what he does in a backfield, one, without Phillip Rivers, and two, without real competition for the most part. So very excited for that. Keenan Allen looks like a superstar as he is. Of course, he'll be injured by week 5, and that's there goes that. So I like Tyrod Taylor. I think he's a perfectly fine quarterback.
Took the Bills to the playoffs a couple years ago.
Absolutely, he did, and he's perfectly fine. I think who's the rookie they drafted?
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, so like Herbert will eventually take over the lead role, but maybe or maybe not this year. But I think LA wins this one in a nice close matchup, 24-21.
I have LA winning as well. Just also actually Derwin James is out for the year, I think, right? Or no, he's gonna miss. He is out for the year. I know he got injured and he's gonna miss significant time, but
I believe it's a permanent.
They still have Joey Bosa. They still have good guys in their front seven. Like they're solid on defense. It's just that again at quarterback, who knows what their quarterback? Tyrod Taylor is we know his ceiling is playoffs. He's taking a team to the playoffs. That's his ceiling, right? Which is not bad, but that happened once in his 10-year career or something. So we'll see. But Chargers in this one over Bengals for sure. We got now. But let's get to this one first because I want to get to the primetime matchups after. But we got Arizona at San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly more of an entertaining game than you'd expect. Although San Francisco annihilated Arizona both games last year, if I recall correctly, or at least what's it called? Oh my God, Garoppolo annihilated the Arizona
Cardinals.
The secondary. But look, there's not much to say about San Francisco. They have a less crowded backfield, which we'll see if that's better or worse. Other than that, not much has changed. And I'm perfectly fine with that. If you go to the Super Bowl and you barely change your team, that's probably the right thing to do. Arizona, hell, if you go to the Super Bowl and you're winning the game until the very end, probably a really good thing to do. Arizona, on the very other hand of it, has a very different looking team. Kenyon Drake over David Johnson, not that bad of a downgrade, arguably, more stable. So it's like you're trading what would be a little bit of a ceiling you would expect, although even the last few weeks of last year would say otherwise. I would argue that David Johnson likely is has a better chance of being, like, top running back category echelon than Kenyon Drake, as much as I love Drake. Kenyon Drake, not the singer. Let's not talk about that. But I what's it called? But look what they did in like DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, please. Kyler Murray has had good options. Now he has the probably second or third best, if not like one of the top 3 receivers in the NFL. And then he's got the most dependable hands in Larry Fitzpatrick as his third receiver at this point.
Larry Fitzgerald, not Fitzpatrick. It's all good. It's all right. You got the Fitz magic in your head. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Christian Kirk's arguably the number 2. And so it's like, wow, that's unreal. Like if you can't throw the deep ball to the guy and you can't throw the, I don't know, the 10-yard out or like the slant on freaking whatever Kirk's running, that's that play. You got the dump pass to Fitzgerald. I said it right this time.
Yes.
Or Drake. like man, they got options on every play. Arizona looks like they're gonna have a really, really strong, high-powered offense this year, and I love Kyler Murray. So it's like, I think we got a better matchup than last year. I do still think San Francisco is gonna walk away with this one, but Arizona can pull the upset. And I probably will watch this for my. Well, no, that's a lie. I've been watching Tampa Bay, New Orleans, but it's definitely something I'd have on the second stream.
You know what? I'm taking Arizona in this game.
Wow.
I'm taking the upset in this game. Why? Because if you look at the last couple of years, teams that have made it to the Super Bowl but lost took a step back the following year. Now, obviously, yeah, the Niners can still win this game and maybe struggle the rest of the year, sure, but for all those reasons that you mentioned, just like I'm convinced that Arizona, even if the Niners win, Arizona is just going to give it's going to be a close one. It's going to go down to the wire. But the only thing that the Niners do have that the Cardinals don't have as much of is defense, because Nick Bosa, Richard Sherman,
Yeah, of course.
like the Niners have the stronger defense by far, but that being said, I still think that if you look at the Rams last year, or the Rams going to Super Bowl 2018 fell off 2019. You look at the Patriots. I mean, I guess the Patriots is a slight except. Actually, wait, the Patriots. Yeah, Patriots. They went to the Super Bowl. Sorry, I'm getting my facts messed up here, but anyway,
they won.
I think Arizona.
Baltimore.
Yes, I'm going with the upset. I'm going with the upset in this one, Arizona. Now let's look at.
I'm going to go San Francisco over Arizona 23-20.
23-20. All right. Now let's go to the Saints and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the primetime 4:15 matchup.
It's funny. I was about to say I'm watching the San Francisco Arizona game, but that's a total lie. Why would I watch that over?
Oh yeah.
Tampa Bay. We got a good one, boys and girls. Step right up. We got a slugfest coming out. Well,
so the only reason I'm not as excited as you right now, Ryan, is because I think Tampa is overrated.
Oh, don't do this to me.
Tampa's overrated.
Okay.
I think they're going to be good. They're going to be good. They're going to be one of the best teams in the NFC, yes, with Brady, Gronk, and Mike Evans, and Leonard Fournette, and Bruce Arians. Sure.
They
fair.
are Super Bowl contenders.
But they play in the same division as the Saints, and the Saints have by far the Saints have a more well-rounded roster than Tampa Bay Bucks.
Correct.
100%.
I think one of these two teams is going to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be either or. I lean towards New Orleans right now. I think New Orleans is going to the Super Bowl this year. But Tampa Bay absolutely can, because people forget Tampa Bay's defense is fine. Like, it's actually good. It's actually a good defense. They're great at stopping the run. Their secondary needed work, but they got some work on it then. Ndamukong Suh, hello. I mean, I hate him, but have you seen that guy? He's scary. And it's like, so you could say whatever you want about the Tampa Bay offense. You're probably wrong if you say it's not good, because it's great. But their defense is good too. And they were such a fun team to watch last year with Jameis Winston, because Jameis Winston liked to close his eyes, throw the ball, and say, well, somebody's going to catch it. And sometimes it was Mike Evans, sometimes just as many times.
Yeah, it was the opposing defense.
The opposing defense, exactly. But it was a lot of fun because there were so many comebacks, so many fourth quarter comebacks, so much potential. And there were, if three of the games flipped, which three of the games could have easily flipped, like we're talking coin flips, they could have, like, even more so. They just barely lost by a hair. That team was a playoff team. And so Tampa Bay was just on the cusp of greatness. And then what did they do? They didn't just bring in a piece. They brought in the whole puzzle. Like they didn't just find a missing piece. They bought a brand new puzzle set and said, "Screw it." Swiped over that old puzzle and just finished the puzzle in one go, like in a 5-minute sitting. It's unbelievable what they did. And again, is Tom Brady going to be the same without Belichick? I don't know, but I can't see him being bad. And to be honest, even a mediocre quarterback will excel in this offense. So I can't see how that will end up poorly. Gronk is a cool addition, not necessarily a great addition, but a cool addition. Fournette as your second running back. That's terrifying. Like that is a lot to deal with. And then you got the best duo in wide receivers in football, although Mike Evans is hurt. Ugh, here we go.
Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb.
No, stop. Look at the numbers. I love that duo.
You don't know what CeeDee Lamb's going to bring, though.
That's true. But Mike Evans, Godwin is unquestionably the number one duo. I'm not saying there aren't really close seconds, but they're the number one. Ooh, I gotta stop hitting my mic like that. This game's gonna be cool. There's not much to say about New Orleans, to be honest. They're the same team almost as well. They brought in Emmanuel Sanders, which just makes it so much cooler. It's like, oh, great. Now they have the most consistent hands in football. Well, sorry. Okay. Consistent hands is Larry Fitzgerald, but like.
So you're telling me that Chris Godwin, Mike Evans is better than Traquan Smith, Michael Thomas, and Emmanuel Sanders?
Yes.
You're telling me that?
Mostly because
and that Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones and Tom Brady is better than Alvin Kamara and Drew Brees in the backfield.
No, I didn't say that. I give the edge to New Orleans overall Tampa just as the team is right now, but not by a lot.
Don't say tampon. You almost said tampon there, but it's okay.
You said it twice.
Yeah, I know. But anyway.
I think I was going to say Tampa on any given day. I think I was going to say. I don't know what happened there. Yeah. Anyways, so.
For me, Tampa is real simple. Like, they'll be a contender, sure, but they're going to be the wild card team. They're going to be the higher wild card team in the NFC, right?
It's going to be such a cool year because, again, I got Carolina as a breakout team. So it's like, how in that?
But just not process of elimination. I don't think Carolina's just going to be good enough. They'll be good. Don't get me wrong. They'll be
has a chance of breaking out too. It's such a good division.
Yeah, like it's a strong division. Like
who's 4 teams that could contend in every division, but then it's like in this one they're like, huh? And somebody's going to be the all man out.
I know.
Somebody is going to be like one of those teams is guaranteed not to make it, and there's a chance that we get both wildcard teams from this division, but that's hard to do.
So I say Tampa 11-5. 11-5. That's it. They're not going to be 13-3. They're not going to be 12-4. They're going to go 11-5.
That's still Super Bowl contending.
Yeah, like, that's playoff team, and who knows? But if they run to the Saints, I mean, look, I don't know if the dome is going to be the same it won't be the same without fans. But I don't know if in January they'll be without fans. But yeah, I still think that they'll run into a number 1 seeded team like. Maybe San Francisco or Seattle. I know I said San Francisco maybe take a step back, but I just feel like Tampa will not be like that number 1 or number 2 seeded team in the NFC. They'll be a perfect wild card team. So let's move on now to the.
Whoa, 10 seconds there. Sorry, Michael.
Yes. What did you want to say?
Michael Thomas, best receiver in football. Just want to put that out.
Oh yeah.
And 2. I am going to take New Orleans in the.
Oh yeah, me too. New Orleans in this game,
but in a shootout. We got New Orleans, 41-38.
41-38. Let's go. Do we get a score? You gotta choose a score-gami score at some point.
That's true. I should look.
Yeah, you should look that up and get a score-gami score going here soon.
It's true.
But okay, yeah, me too. I have New Orleans Saints winning this one and just bringing Tampa back to earth and then the Monday morning folks would be like, oh, Tom Brady's washed, Gronkowski's washed, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm not saying they're washed, but they'll come back to earth here.
Freaking 300/3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah.
That line, they're all like, he's all washed up. It's like, yeah, okay, man, come on.
So the first, let's get to the Cowboys-Rams. Sure. Sunday night game. Cowboys-Rams.
Your boy!
Hey, I made a whole video on this yesterday breaking it down. Cowboys much better on paper. hands down than the Rams. I did this, like I broke down position by position. But here's the thing where the Rams could beat the Cowboys is right now the Cowboys are missing Lyle Collins, the right tackle, and they're going to have a guy named Cameron Irving, who was a turnstile for Kansas City. He's going to come in for Lyle Collins. And the Cowboys also, and the Rams have a guy named Aaron Donald, who is like the best defensive player in the NFL. Yeah, who? Aaron Donald. And also the Cowboys they have high upside in their secondary, but they're not. But Trayvon Diggs, Cheeto Wuzie, Anthony Brown, that trio of cornerbacks. Look, they're good, but are they going to be great? Right? I think that Sean McVay will. I think that's a matchup that Sean McVay can exploit with Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp and Josh Reynolds. Right? And so I say the Cowboys will the Cowboys will not be sorry. I'll say it this way: the Rams also were not able to prepare for the Cowboys beforehand as much. But even though the Cowboys did have we're in a COVID-19 shortened off season, right? And as a result, I think that the fact that the Rams had less preparation for the Cowboys will be more of a factor than the Cowboys, being in a shortened off season with a new coaching staff. Am I boring you there?
No,
I know. We've been at it for over an hour here now, but just end of story. Bottom line is Cowboys win this one. My score I picked was 34-24.
I got 27-21 Cowboys. I believe it's going to come down to the last drive. LA is going to bring it down the field, and they just cannot convert in the touchdown. They missed Todd Gurley, somebody that they could really depend on.
They drafted Cam Akers, though.
Yeah, but
I know he's no Todd Gurley in his prime, though. Of course.
Trust a first-round pick, right? I'm not going to trust a first-year running back in these situations right now. I'm nothing against Cam Akers. Not saying he can't be the next guy. I'm just saying let's find out. But yeah, I got Dallas winning this. Also, quick note: Cooper Kupp, absolutely insane season coming up this year. He is going to absolutely obliterate. His numbers are going to be out of this world. All right, Monday Night Football.
Well, just one more thing. Just also look on that game. Look for Dallas. I mean, the defensive line for Dallas, they should absolutely contain any LA Rams running game. They should they should make life really miserable for Jared Goff by getting after him. So, yeah. So now let's go into the Monday night games. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the Meadowlands to visit the New York Giants. Steelers, easy. Steelers, yeah. Jason, a team I just literally the Giants.
I'm actually not huge
with Jason Garrett, as their offensive coordinator. He's taking everything wrong with the Dallas Cowboys the last 10 years, and he's taking it to New York, and I like it exactly.
Yeah, I think the Giants are unfortunately still a tire fire. They don't have anything good going for them right now.
Oh yeah,
other than Saquon Barkley.
That's a survivor. That could be a survivor pick as well. Steelers of the Giants, but Big Ben could go down, and who knows? Who knows after that?
Oh no, Big Ben goes down, they still win that game. But it's I'm not huge on the Steelers this year. I'm not as big as a lot of people think they are. They have a great defense. Don't get me wrong. They have an elite defense. I am just not convinced. I don't like James Conner, and I'm not convinced that offense is actually going to be what we think it may be. I think Juju will have a better year than he did last year, but I don't know if the rest of the offense is going to be able to keep up. So we'll find out. But they are going to have to win with defense, and they can. They're going to win this game. They're going to win this game easy. We are going to go with this one 24 to let's go 11.
12. Go 12.
No, I'm going with 11.
11? All right, 24-11. I dig it.
And then they go for 2.
Oh, yeah, 2 point. Does that make sense? Yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't make any sense to do that, actually.
Wait, 6, 7. Maybe a safety if they got a safety in there somehow.
Okay, fine.
Or a field goal and a 2-point convert. Anyway, all right, 20.
We're going with it. We're sticking with
sure,
it.
Let's stick with it.
Sticking with it.
Let's go. Denver, this is, I would say, low-key a very intriguing matchup. The last game of the week, Denver Broncos, the late game hosting the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, to all those that could stay up for it. It's 10 p.m. Let's go. 10:30. Wow. I'm down. I'm a night owl. But this is a really exciting game. First of all, that Denver defense.
Oh, yeah. Von Miller. Eesh.
Von Miller is one of my top 5 favorite players. Entertaining to watch every game. Love the guy to death. Good human being. Really sucks to see. And it was apparently the last play of
practice.
camp, last of training camp as a whole. That was it. The last one.
Like, you wonder if that's something COVID-19 related or if that would have happened regardless. But yeah, that's just brutal for that team.
It wouldn't have happened, but something else could have happened, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's that's hard to watch. And honestly, it's actually enough to make me confident in Tennessee in this game.
Yeah, I take Tennessee as well because also
that and the potential injury Cole Sutton.
I think your boy Tanny is more trustworthy than Drew Lock, right?
I
think
Drew Lock yet. It's not to put Tanny down or anything like that, but like I think Tanny. I'm happy with Tanny. I think he looks great, but it's like Drew Lock can be as good. We just don't really know yet. And I think Denver looks fine this year. They actually look perfectly fine. Although I don't think they needed Gordon. I don't think they needed Melvin Gordon. I liked.
They're stacked at receiver. Keep in mind also.
And
Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton.
I wouldn't say they're stacked, but they definitely have a really good good receiver core.
They put a lot of resources into it. That's what I meant by stacked.
Their defense was elite, and then now it's not. So I am going to take Tennessee in this game. It would have been a lot closer, but at this point, I'm going to just take Tennessee a good 27-17.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, look, Denver is is one of the top 5 most difficult places to play in the NFL because of not just because of the fans, but also the altitude, right? So that comes in mind. But I think without fans, that also hurts them a bit. And like you said, just Tennessee. We're going to see if they were a one-hit wonder last year or if they're going to carry it on. I mean, I think they have a good thing going with Tanny, with Derrick Henry, with Mike Vrabel as their head coach. They also signed Davion Clowney, right? So I think Tennessee, they're gonna be as good, if not, they're going to be in the same ballpark that they were in last year, of course. So 9-7 could be 10-6, 11-5, could be 8-8, but I don't see them being any worse than 8-8. So, and I think that they take this one against Denver.
Yep, I agree with you there. All right, that's the pick'ems.
Yes, that's the pick'ems. We've been at this for like over an hour and 15 minutes now, so good. Like, this was fun, honestly. Though, like it just flew by for me, honestly.
It felt like 5 minutes, man.
Yeah, like I just
still got bold predictions, buddy.
Yeah. So what are your bold predictions for this week?
For this week, I was season-long bold predictions. That's what I have prepared. So I'm just gonna hit you the season one because. I want to make them on record before. Well, I guess the season technically already started, but still early enough. First of all, we're going to go back to Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater is the comeback player of the year. And on top of that, he finishes top 3 in MVP voting. That is my bold prediction.
That is very bold. That is very bold.
I believe, and it is. I am happy with that one. I had another one. When did I say we'll get back to that in my bold predictions? I'll let you follow me with one, and then I'll try to remember what my other one. So
my bold predictions are both. I mean, I kind of already mentioned them today because already in the last hour because I'm boring, but I have both the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks missing the playoffs.
Wow.
Even under the new playoff format. Both the Seattle Seahawks and Green Bay Packers missed the playoffs. And the Arizona Cardinals. No, they're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to be good, but they're not going to make the playoffs.
I got another one for you. Okay, the Cleveland Browns beat out the Pittsburgh Steelers for a wild card spot.
I like that one.
Misses the playoffs. Cleveland Browns make it. Here's another one for you. Deshaun Jackson has more receiving yards at the end of the year than not combined, but either Chris Godwin or Mike Evans. Not either, both Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. So neither Chris Godwin nor Mike Evans beat Deshaun Jackson in receiving yards.
I mean, Deshaun Jackson has to play a full season for that to happen also, and he's been dealing with injuries over the last couple of years too.
It's the year, baby.
All right. I hope you're absolutely wrong on that one. I hope you're dead wrong on that one.
Oh, that's too good.
Here's a bold one for you. Indianapolis Colts make it to the AFC Championship game.
Wow. Indianapolis Colts make it to the AFC Championship game. That's pretty bold. That means either Baltimore or Kansas City doesn't. So, yeah, I would give you that. That is quite bold. I had.
I literally just saw that one now, by the way. I literally just made that one up on the spot.
I like it. We're gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals lead the league in receiving yards. The Arizona Cardinals.
I don't think that's that bold, though.
Yeah, consider
Like that offense is designed for the just air it out all day.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not crazy bold, but I think it's still pretty decently bold.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You that.
Right, I remember my personal favorite of them all. By week 3, so this one's gonna be so soon. Alex Smith takes the starting job in Washington.
Let's go. I think we should honestly end the show with that one because that is the boldest prediction. That is not only a bold prediction, but that would be a truly awesome story. That would be a fantastic story.
My not so bold is that he fit by the end of the year he's a starting quarterback. But by week 3,
book it. Even over Dwayne Haskins, who they drafted in the first round last year.
By the end of the week 3. So by the end of the week 3, he goes in the game and he earns the starting role. So even if
Alex
Haskins
Smith
goes out, or Haskins goes out by the end of the game and Alex Smith comes in, I'm counting that as that as well.
With all the problems that the Washington football team have had, week three, with all of the issues that the Washington football team has had this season, like with their organization, with their ownership, with their name, and all that garbage that they have to deal with, that would just really be one positive thing that would really change things up for them. That'd be awesome. That'd be an awesome story. Yes. It just sucks that Alex Smith, I have to cheer for that in my division though. like don't get me wrong, I'm cheering for it, but it just sucks that it's it. I just wish the Washington football team could just be 100% laughing stock and they don't have to have that inspiration. You know what? I won't be a complete douche. I'll cheer for it and just feel good about it. Alex Smith, week 3. Let's go.
I want to clarify one more time. It's technically by the start of week 4. So I mean by the end of the Cleveland game, before they play Baltimore in week 4, they're starting Alex Smith. Okay, that is.
I like it. Well, this was fun, Ryan. This was fun.
A lot of fun, man.
This was fun. We had a lot to cover today. Week 1 NFL season for the first time since.
Have a lot to cover.
For the first time since the beginning of COVID-19, there's a football game. All unscheduled, by the way. No fans, except for 4 teams will be having fans. Kansas City, Houston, Dallas, and your Miami Dolphins.
Ridiculous. No, Jacksonville is too, I think.
It is Jacksonville also? Maybe I got Houston wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Houston was.
I think it's 4 teams. And one more thing.
Only the epicenters of the
and I said this in one of my in my video before, but if you're an NFL fan that's going to one of these games, don't boo the protests. Don't boo the protests. Just cheer or boo the game however much you want, but don't boo the protests. Just if you disagree, just be quiet about it. Be quiet about it. Boo the Patriots. Yes. Boo the commish, boo the Patriots, boo the Philadelphia Eagles, but don't boo the protests.
Boo whoever you want. I don't agree with booing it, but everybody has the right to do what they want. But this is a very different non-football talk. So.
No, exactly. Just at least understand. Just you don't have to cheer. But at least understand why they're doing the protests. And I'm guilty of it myself. When Colin Kaepernick started in 2016, right? I also didn't fully understand. I was like,
I laughed. I was like, guys, who cares?
but now with what's going on.
Hurts, man.
But yeah, just
scoliosis, man. I lie down.
Okay. Yeah, you lie down for the anthem. Seriously,
I would take a knee, or lie down for the anthem because it hurts to stand.
Yeah. but yeah, just understand what the protests are all about before you're gonna boo it. That's all. And that's the show today. Thank you. If you watched it this long for over
starting quarterback by week 4.
Alex Smith, starting quarterback for the Washington football team, week 4. Let's go.
Woo!
This has been a LANGERR at the mic special football. This has been a pre-post game or NFL season show here on LANGERR at the mic live. Thank you for watching this long. Ryan Silver, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. We look forward to seeing you again next time.